Welcome to Be Bold Branding. Hello, everybody. I'm Tanya Eberhard. I'm the founder of BrandFace, and we help business stars differentiate themselves, and we do that through personal branding.
Hey guys, I'm Michael Carr. I'm the COO of BrandFace. I was a client before I became a partner in the company, and we're the only comprehensive personal brand building system across the globe. Thanks for joining us on our Facebook Lives. We got a killer topic for you today.
Yeah, today we're going to do something a little unconventional. We are going to do something almost no one does, and that means we're going to open up our hate mail. And it's our greatest hits hate mail. So we haven't done this in about 2 years, maybe 2.5 years. So we felt it was the appropriate timing for it. And we're doing it for really 3 reasons.
Yep. The first reason is we want you to know that you're not alone if you get it. Okay. that's, we're all in the same boat, the same basket there. If you've been getting some negativity on social media, you join the crowd, right? Right now, more people than ever are on their computers, in front of their computers, and because of the quarantine, and they're especially on their social media, and people on social media that have never been on social media, people on social media that don't understand that there are certain graces to being on social media. And it's easy for people to hide behind their computers.
There's grace on social media.
Okay. I said there's social graces you should be following on social media.
Well, reason number 2 is we really wanted to take a moment to share with you how we deal with our haters, because we do get them. And maybe that'll help you deal with yours too. As we tell our BrandFace clients all the time, the more you become recognized in your community and that local celebrity, if you will, the more success that you have, the more these negative people will come out of the woodwork. It's
like a numbers game.
Yeah, exactly. It is. It is.
Hey, reason number 3 is we all just need some more humor in our life. You know what I mean? Like at the end of it, folks, that's what I want you to take away from this. And I'm telling you right up front, and you'll get a kick out of it. Just laugh about it. I mean, that is the absolute greatest way to handle any type of negativity, period. That includes in your personal life, your business life, and especially on your social media.
Yep. So a few things to note before we get started. We're actually going to share these visual comments with you. We have not hidden the names of any offenders. No. We figured they're grown adults. We think they are anyway. So they should be able to handle it just fine. Second, we rarely respond at all to negativity, because that's really the preference that we have, right? We honestly don't have the time. So if you are somebody who's planning to just shower us with hate mail today, we'll just knock yourself out. Because it could be 3, 6 months, another 2 years before we answer you, but most likely we won't at all.
You could end up on another episode.
Yeah. You could end up on a future episode of Haters. So third, we really do hope that you can come away with today's video with the same really laid back approach that we have, that we take to negativity, because when you master that, it provides a whole lot more fun in your work and in your life. Pretty much every business in the world does what is called marketing or advertising. You put a message out there. If the right people respond to your message, then they may become your customer, right? And that's why we advertise. Nora Etheridge Wade, Nora was responding to one of our Facebook ads that we run. Nora responds, BrandFace is the real deal. Right? BrandFace is the real deal. Thank you, Nora.
Thank you, Nora.
You're awesome. You're awesome. But on that same ad, Catherine Crane says 2 words, stupid name. Stupid name. And so, you'd be amazed how many people over the years have said, oh my gosh, how did you guys even get the name BrandFace? It's an awesome name. It says exactly what you guys do. And yet somehow Catherine thinks that it's a really stupid name. All right, Catherine. Hey, we agree to disagree. So then the next one is an email that we got back, and the email is from Debbie Simmons. and she is from Clarksville, Tennessee. And the email response, when we sent her one of the emails, that obviously when people sign up for something, they're given all of the information. They say, hey, you're going to receive some emails from us about the product that you signed up to get more information about. If at any time you would like to stop receiving that information, there's an unsubscribe button on every email that's sent out. It's the law, by the way.
Yeah, by law.
It's the law. But instead of just hitting that button, a lot of people really like to rant on those emails. So she says, number one, emails way too long, lost me in less than halfway through it. The old saying is, you want to get rich in real estate, sell it to realtors. I'm not interested. Thanks anyway. But what she didn't tell is that the day before, and the reason she's actually receiving these emails is she signed up because she was interested in learning more. So there's a screen there that where she has signed up to receive more information, and then the very next day she gets her first email from us and just goes off about the email. And who knows that it's interesting why people do what they do. And here's one that I'll let Michael take, because this is actually one of my favorite out of the greatest hits, and there's a great story behind this one too.
So this comes from Jay Perry, and Jay Perry writes, honestly, you say there's nothing you are selling, yet you have a book. I have been trying different avenues. I've listened to 2 different webinars in the past week, both claiming to be helpful. Neither were. Number one, said it was 2 hours. It was actually 3 because they promised a free book if I stayed to the end. No free book. Number 2, said it was a 20 to 30 minutes. It was actually 2+ hours. Is that that's contradictory, isn't it? How long is your webinar? I know they are all recorded and usually not manned to actually answer questions. Are truly not selling your book. Thanks in advance for your honesty.
So what this shows is that Jay Perry is just really sick and tired of people advertising something that is not true. And actually, you got to hand it to her, because that's understandable. That is understandable. There are a lot of people out there who will say, join my webinar. It's only a half hour. It ends up to be 2.5 hours long.
So true.
They promise you something free. They never give it. And then all they do is sell, and actually don't educate you or teach you about the topic you signed up for in the first place. We're very, very sensitive to that. So that is not going to happen here. So we just let that go. I never, ever answered that email. But we do give away free books. So if anybody listening here, including Jay Perry, if you want your free book, just email us. We're easy to find. Right? That's right. So we'll make sure you get a book. That is right. Good point. Well, the great ending to this story is I never answered this email, because usually we don't answer the negatives. But I actually meant to answer this one because she had some good points in here, and I meant to, and just time slipped by and I didn't. And within just a few days, she actually scheduled a call, going through the system. She watched the webinar. She got to the end of it, realized, hey, you know what? This does have some good value. I'm actually going to schedule the call. And she scheduled the call. I was the one to actually take the call with her. And she was the nicest lady
That's right.
ever on the phone. She never mentioned this email. I never mentioned this email, but she was so incredibly nice. And hey, it just goes to show you. And then you've got F these ads. And I thought, oh my gosh, who's bold enough to spell that out and put that in here? And I realized there are a lot of people who are. But yes. I looked this guy up, and on his cover photo, on the same Facebook account that he used to post this ugly post, is this gorgeous picture of him and his 3 sons, little boys. And I'm thinking, wow, you're pretty bold, and not in a good way.
It's one of the principles of being a brand face. We talk about that and how important it is to be authentic to how you are and what you do like that. And it's very important that if you're going to put an image out there that you don't follow it up with expletives towards other people.
Yeah, if you do, you usually get banned from the feed. But hey.
You're right.
Right.
Ron Rocca said, enough of these webinars. We have time to sit and watch them. Just give us the facts and we can decide. SMH. What's SMH?
Shaking my head.
Shaking my head. And of course, Tanya did answer this one personally. We have our staff elevate certain things that are important, we think. And she did answer. She said, you know, that's exactly what the webinar does, Ron Rocca. Thanks for taking time to comment. Right? So, it does just give you the facts. We purposefully designed it that way. Look, we're not, we have no interest in selling a right hand and giving you a left hand. Right? We have no interest in that.
No, that's a waste of our time.
That's a huge waste of our time.
Huge waste of our time.
Our webinars, we're giving you the facts. Yes.
But you know, you got to wonder, isn't that like the definition of a webinar is really designed to educate you about something? And so Ron's saying enough of these webinars, like we have time to sit and watch them. Well, you had time to sit and comment to me.
Yes. And I will say this, like I've been to a lot of seminars, like I have sat through a lot of webinars, like a lot of different subjects and whatnot. Right. And I've always learned something from them. I always have. I've never one time yet. I'm not saying that all of them are legit, folks, so don't quote me on that. But I have found that they do give you something of value that if you're smart, you can take and run with. So Ron, we hope you find what you're looking for.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. All right. And then love this because these are the haters that try to pit marketer against marketer or coach against coach, right? Well, first of all, we're not traditional real estate coaches or business owner coaches, right? We are branding agents, right? So Sven thinks that he has to pit us against somebody else in the online community. So he says, nothing beats the Brian Buffini system. Good old-fashioned communication. Well, little did Sven know, we love Brian Buffini.
And we agree 100%.
We do. We agree 100%. And we don't do anything that Brian Buffini does, and Brian Buffini doesn't do anything that we do. So we're not competitors.
We're not competitors
at all. So that was pretty interesting, and we responded back to him. Hey, we're big fans of Brian Buffini as well. Several of our agents are in his program, which is true, and congrats if you are too. And kind of box Sven in. Right?
Yeah.
Does that rhyme almost? Yeah, we box Sven in. It's hard to say though. Because poor Sven had nowhere to go after that, right? It's like, oh, well, the person you tried to pit us up against is actually a friend.
Yeah.
A friend in the business, right?
And so Lizette Barradit, she says, if you're working it how it's meant to be, no agent in capital letters should be paying in capital letters for celebrity status, especially when not earned. Not sure how you earn that other than just living it. The results of your work makes you a celebrity alone, not having to fabricate succeeded, which I assume she means success, by paying for it.
Yes.
By paying for it.
Okay, well, that's a lot of insults thrown there.
A lot of insults.
Let's break it down for a minute. So she's saying nobody should have to pay for celebrity status. Well, you don't pay for celebrity status. You pay for the ability to build a brand that expresses what sets you apart from everybody else in your industry. That allows you to attract exactly the kind of people that you want to work with every single day, allows you to put your own strengths and benefits out there for yourself and set yourself apart, right? And that helps to make you a local celebrity in your market or area or niche, right? So it's not like you're paying somebody, hey, make me a star. You know, it's not like hiring fake paparazzi to follow you around.
Exactly.
All
like
right?
a George Clooney move.
That actually did happen once. Probably more than once. So it is authenticity that you capture through a personal brand. And when you put that brand out there and more people begin to know, you think about high profile business owners in the hometown in which you live right now. Mm-hmm. There's no doubt at least one attorney, at least one auto dealer, at least one real estate person.
Probably a furniture store owner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And all
a plumber,
of those.
There's somebody in your services industry that are definitely a landscaper. You see their commercials, you see their face everywhere. You see them on park benches, you see all of that. And guess what's driving that? the success in which they have earned. And so it's funny about haters like this, folks. We find that there is a grain of truth to a lot of what they say, right? But is the whole thing true? No, because she is correct when she says the results of your work will make you a celebrity alone.
Absolutely.
That is true. There is no doubt that that is absolutely true, because word will spread that you do a good job. But we call that a transactional agent. We're going to tell you more about that here in just a little bit. That's a little prelude.
Yes, it is. All right. Now, the next one is kind of a rant on, some of the ads that we were running. And a lady named Karen Mitchell says, is this another Facebook marketing training? And before we can answer.
Fair enough question.
It is. It's a very fair question. Before we can answer, someone named Patrice Schwartz says, Karen M. Mitchell, but of course, she needs your money to tell you the obvious. We're not really sure what that means.
No.
Okay. We know it's an insult. We just don't know what kind of an insult it is. So then we answered, hi, Karen. No, it's not. We're a personal branding firm. However, personal branding plays a big part in your social media strategy. So we do discuss it some during the webinar. The training is free, so please check it out if you'd like. Just click on the ad above and it'll take you to the registration page. Hope you have a wonderful night. Okay. And then we responded to Patrice, who basically said that
who answered for us
yeah. And said, we're just looking for money, right? She said, I'm not sure exactly what you're referring to, Patrice. The training above is free. If there's anything else we can answer for you, we'll be happy to do so. You can also check out our answer above to Karen's question. Have a great evening, right? Very nice. Always answer your hate mail with niceties, right?
Always. Right? Either don't answer them or be very nice about it.
Be very nice. Very nice, but very direct, right? Yeah. And she responds back, nobody does anything for free. You have one too, right? Now, I'm about to say something that every coach, every online coach in the world is going to stand up and applaud right now. You got to understand, we don't spend money on Facebook or Instagram or Google or YouTube or billboards or anything else in this world to make nothing.
Right.
We deserve to make money too, right? So, Patrice, if you would like to work for free, we'll give your name out. Nobody does anything for free.
I don't have a position available if you'll work for free.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't work for us for free, because that's like hiring somebody that smokes a pipe or doesn't wear a belt. And my grandpa said, you never do that. And I asked him why. He said, because every time you turn around, they'll either be lighting their pipe or pulling their pants up. I don't want anybody to work for free.
That's great. That is great. Well, here's the reality of it. We put forth so much time and effort to creating free content that there's no way Patrice can say that we don't provide things for free. We have hours and hours and hours and over 200 videos on our YouTube channel. And that's just the YouTube channel. All the stuff that we put into Facebook, these Facebook Live videos, the blogs that we create, the books we give away a lot of times, our mini books, our ebooks, you name it. We've created so much free content, it's incredible. So by the time you even get to the point where you think, hey, maybe these people can actually help me with something, you've learned so much. By that time, you'll know, is this a fit for me? Do I want to take this forward? And at that point, if you choose to hire us and if it's a fit, we're all happy about that, right? But there's no obligation to do anything.
No, of course not.
Just like when you're riding down the road and you see a billboard, is there an obligation to spend money with those people? No. There isn't an obligation to even watch a free video and actually learn something. You don't have to book a call at the end. We don't come hunting you down. And if you get an email from time to time from us, unsubscribe if you don't want the email, right? but okay, so I let you go with this one.
So Mike Towers, and I don't even know what he responded to right here. He said
one of our ads.
One of the ads. Yeah. All the agents who stream movies via Netflix, shop online with Amazon, and wear their Rolex watches agree with you. Not even sure what he means by that.
I think,
but I would like to know what kind of Rolex he has.
Yeah.
because there's 1,000 of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a whole culture. You know, the whole Rolex culture. A lot of trading goes on between people that wear watches like that.
That is true. Well, what he's referring to is we had some language up. It was either an ad or just a post that we had done that talked about becoming well known in your local market and maybe becoming a local celebrity. And he's basically saying, hey, all the people who stream Netflix and shop on Amazon and have a Rolex agree with you. And my thought process is, Mike, you mean the people that actually make money?
The people doing their job.
People that might have money to spend too, right? We're okay with that. We're okay with that. So Liz Morgan says, I see a lot of these free things out there, but none of them are actually free. Well, ours was.
Right.
So we answered Liz and said, hey, Liz, the training video we have is free. There's absolutely no charge for it. If you'd like to learn more after you view the video, there's an option to do so. And even that option is free.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you can't come into our program and have us brand you top to bottom for free. No. But there's plenty of free information, training, a lot of stuff out there. And yeah, so don't need to say any more on that one. And then this one is one of our favorites. It goes back quite a while.
Yeah, this goes back a little bit. This is one of the greatest hits. Realtor Rick DePalma, smart to put his phone number apparently in his capture right there. Why do you insist on blabbing on and on? Why can't an honest business provide important, in caps, information rather than fill emails with words? Which is important.
Yeah,
when you're trying to portray something, you sort of need that.
You sort of need words.
But anyway, why are you so different than all the other scams out there promising everything and then don't deliver a thing? That's a very easy answer, Rick, because we deliver more than what we promise. That's why we're different. That's exactly why we're different. Very good point.
And and I understand somewhat where Rick's coming from, right?
Sure.
Because people get burned. They get burned with people that do promise and don't deliver. But there are plenty, of course, we all have. There are plenty of businesses out there and really good, reputable people out there who have fantastic programs. And many of the people who still complain about their programs are honestly, and you guys know it if you're being honest with yourself, they're the people who don't do what the program suggests. They don't finish it. They don't follow the guidelines. They don't do anything their coach or, says to do.
Error.
Yeah.
It is pilot error.
Yep.
Every time, folks. And you know what? I find this to be the case so many times in even other people's programs, and they get the blunt of saying they didn't deliver what they promised, and really what happened was the person that bought it didn't do what they were supposed to do. But folks, you got to remember something, and Rick DePalma, you got to remember it too if you're still watching, my friend. I hired her to teach me the very things that now I sit beside her to teach you guys, right? That was millions of GCI ago. Okay, millions of GCI. The program works. The program works. You have to work the program.
The program works if you work it.
Yes.
Right. And the program works even, to a degree, even if you don't continue working it after you complete your brand and put it out there. Right. But if you continue to put it out there, the benefits are exponential. If you decorate for the most wonderful party in the world, order all this stuff, get the tent, get the clowns. Oh, please don't clowns. But anyway, get all the stuff to make an awesome party,
don't
right?
Make that your brand.
And no, please don't. And you don't send out the invitations, guess what's going to happen? You're not going to get any guests.
Nobody's coming.
So just keep that in mind. Your brand is not meant to be something that is hidden. It is meant to be put out there over and over and over again. All right. The next one is Lamont Moore says, try focusing on selling the property and not yourself. Leave the celebrity thing to entertainers. What do you think about that?
I think that's as single-minded and short-sighted as you can get. Yep. Number one, he didn't even say properties. So Lamont's not like, he's got to shoot higher. Like, he's got to set his goals higher. Like, it should have at least said, try focusing on selling all the properties. You know what I mean? Like, at least see like more than one property. Try focusing on the property. What we call that, folks, is a transactional broker. Yeah. Well, if you've got a property to sell and you're not working on the next property to sell, then that is it. In the auction business, we always have an adage. and it says that an auctioneer is only as good as the auction he just did. Because if you ain't lining up the next one, you're out of business, right?
That's true.
That's the first problem right there, folks. And reason why you would want a brand is because if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and then your book of business is going to grow by word of mouth while you are targeting the people you are trying to attract, it works exponentially, and you're not working on one property at a time, and you don't have a thought process that there's one property at a time.
Yep. Plus, instead of a viable person to work with, as it says on the back of all our books, people don't do business with a logo, they do business with a person. Lamont would turn himself into what's called a commodity, right?
Yes.
Because there's nothing different about him than anybody else. Anybody can peddle a property.
Mm-hmm.
It's marketing yourself. That's the person you're doing business with.
It's marketing yourself to build a business. Even if you're a one-man shop, you're building a business, and you want that bank of business. You don't want that one property. I like the next remark under it. Trump University worked, right? Tanya looked at me. She said, I don't know what's Trump University. I don't even know what Trump University is. Well, I don't know what Trump University is either. I didn't buy Trump University stuff, but I know that he shared a stage with Tony Robbins.
And he's a billionaire real estate investor.
I know he's a billionaire real estate investor. I mean, I you know what I mean? Like,
maybe we should go to Trump University.
Listen, I don't want to do the same real estate that he's done. I don't, you know, so I don't even know where the Trump University thing really comes
And don't
in.
start the Trump hate mail either. I mean,
no, I didn't. Don't do it. I didn't go to the university. Like, this is all.
Hey, that's
Eric,
his comment,
send
not
it
ours.
to Eric Lerner. He'll tell
That's
you all
right.
about
Send
it.
it to him. That's right. That's right. And then there's Michelle, who takes like a whole paragraph. There is an entire industry, she says, this is Michelle Carter Donati. There's an entire industry that exists to get real estate agents to hand over their money for nothing. Fake leads that are sold to many agents, vague advice, buzzwords, a lot of noise. Oh, you're in a job that only pays when you close a sale and you sometimes go months without a commission. How about giving us your money so we can send you nothing? One of my favorites, actually. She's at least thorough, right? She's very thorough. And she just puts a lot of it out there, but you have to look at that and say, you know what? There is a grain of truth to some of that, right? There are companies out there who rip you off. There are. I'm not going to name them. I don't really even know them, but I know they exist. I know they're out there, just as in every other industry, they're out there. And you've got to be able to pick those and figure out, okay, do those actually work? Ask all the questions in advance. What results should I see from it? Ask all the appropriate questions in advance, because that does exist. But you've also, you know, how does it help you by putting comments like that on everybody else's ads when you don't know anything about the program? You've never even registered for a free video to learn about the concept itself. And what basis do you have for putting that out there about a company you don't know anything about? Right. So, you know, I get where she's coming from, but maybe your time's better spent doing something else.
Well, you got to pick the right people too.
That's true. That's true. And then Joshua Mack says that one thing is so elusive, everyone is selling it. He's referring to an ad where we talk about, hey, you know, everybody has that differentiator. There's something that differentiates you from all your competitors. Let us help you find it. And he's talking about that one thing. And everyone is selling it. Well, first of all, everyone is not selling it. They're talking about it, but they don't actually help you achieve it. We do. We help you achieve it. But that one thing actually does exist. It's not elusive. It's inside every single one of you, right? And we're trained to help you find it and put it out there in a way that helps you accomplish your goals. So it does exist. It's you know, it may not be easy for you to find if you haven't been spent the last 30 years doing it, right? And that's understandable. Your job is to, you know, buy and sell real estate or cars or, you know, whatever you do as a business. But that's our job. You know,
it brings. I got to quote Grandpa again because it just came to me as I'm sitting here thinking about it. My grandpa always said, "You can't beat a man at his own game." You say it all the time. You can't beat a man at his own game, right? The point that he was making was, if you're not a car mechanic, don't act like one, right? Take your car to a mechanic you can trust. Right. And if you're a real estate agent, be a real estate agent. And if you're a marketing people, leave it to the marketing people. right? And that, so you need to choose right, but you can't beat a person at their own game because they do it every day. They do it constantly. They do it exponentially. You know, we have clients in 41 states and 3 other countries. Like we are constantly improving our game for our clients. And that's what makes a good real estate agent or a good entrepreneur, a great entrepreneur or a great real estate agent. They're constantly honing their craft out of practice and knowing what they're doing, right? Exactly. I like Kim Schroner. Is it Schoner? Schoner. Kim Schoner. She said they have a program that will ask for money.
Only if you are interested in coming into the program. We don't do it for free, right? No. We give a lot of advice and content and information free. And I'm talking about a lot, probably more than anybody else in this industry of personal branding.
I would stand by that.
But we are not going to bring you into our program and brand you top to bottom for free. Just like I assume Kim's not going to represent you by helping you buy or sell a home for free. But Kim, hey, if you do, let me know, because I know a lot of people that would want to work with you.
That's so true. Not good for the industry, I might add.
No, it's not. But hey, you'll be busy, really, really busy for a while. So anyway, guys, that's enough for today. That's, what we wanted to share with you guys. And we want to, leave you with a few things, this quote being one of those. Elbert Hubbard says, to avoid criticism, do nothing, say nothing, and be nothing.
Yes. And I would like to add to that, Wolfgang Goethe, he wrote, of course, has the accreditation of the selling your soul to the devil thought process, right? In Faust, in the play Faust that he wrote. But he said, as to criticism, a person cannot protest against it nor deny it. They must live in spite of it, and eventually it will yield to them. Another fantastic quote, folks. And what he's saying is, everybody's going to talk. And now I'd also like to quote Oscar Wilde, since we're on a roll. Oscar Wilde says, I don't care what they say about me as long as they're talking about me. There's no such thing as bad press.
And on a positive note with all of this, I'd like to tell you just a few lessons we've learned about haters. And I feel like it's a great takeaway for you guys, because the point of coming on here was not just to get a laugh, even though it is fun. You kind of have to sit back and be able to laugh at it, but you also got to learn from it, right? So there's 4 things we want you to walk away with. Number 1, you have to be able to laugh at yourself. The moment you stop doing that and you get defensive about everything, everybody, every dart people throw at you, you've lost the game and possibly the war, right?
For sure.
Number 2, you have to be open to learning. Some of the things that people say in their negative comments have some truth to them, right? And you have to examine that. If you're serious about your craft, you examine it and say, okay, did I say that wrong? Did I come across the wrong way? Could I have done better at communicating what I was trying to get across? Did I promise something for free and they don't think it's free, even though I felt like it was? They didn't. You have to ask yourself those kinds of things, and that's how we get better at what we do.
It is how you get better at what you do. And you just have to effectively what you have to do is under promise and over deliver. And that is such an obvious thing, back to whoever said, pointing out the obvious. That is an obvious thing that needs to happen. And you need to be able, like Tanya says, to look at yourself and be sure that you've done that. And if you can do that, and in your heart and mind that 100% of you knows that you over-delivered what you promised, it doesn't matter what haters say.
That's very true.
It does not matter at all.
You're confident with yourself. Number 3 thing we want you guys to walk away with is you must hold on to humility, because that is critical. That is critical. That will take you farther in life than almost anything I know.
Yep. And number 4, you got to own your own mistakes. You have to own your own mistakes. And, everybody makes them. We've made them. Everybody makes them.
We all have.
Everybody makes them. And, I found in my life that nobody cares when you admit to them. Everybody cares when you try to hide them or cover them up.
That is so true. That's very true. Very true.
Yeah.
We feel like BrandFace stands for 2 things. And I've said this to many, many of our clients on the phone. number one is authenticity. You have to be who you truly are, and your brand and the way we communicate should represent you, both the way it sounds and looks and feels. It should be you. It just packaged the way you deserve to be packaged, right? To put that message and image out there in a way that you deserve. And number two, it's about confidence. It's about confidence. And we know all of you have confidence in the job that you do every day, in your profession and your craft. That's not a question. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the confidence to put yourself out there in a way that says, I'm a perfect fit for these people, meaning your ideal customers. And here's why I am a perfect fit for you, because I can help you with these things because of this, this, and this. And so that comes with a confidence you can't buy. It is incredible. And we hear it time and time again that I always knew I had something to offer. I never knew exactly how to put it out there in a way that represented me correctly and authentically. And I didn't know how to market it once it was out there. So that's what we hear a lot, guys. So we just want you guys to leave with those things today.
And that's what we practice every day on your behalf. And we want you to get a lot of value from what we do give, all of the content that we give out for free.
Absolutely. So saying that, I'll segue into this. If you are a business owner or an entrepreneur, we have a dedicated Facebook group called Build Your Business Star Brand. Head over there, click join, and we're waiting now to let you in that group. And then if you are a real estate professional, go to Build Your Real Estate Brand Facebook group, and we'll let you in there too. And you can find content and access there that you won't find anywhere else.
Yep. And we got one more way. If you want to just call and talk about branding or talk about anything, you want to talk about our episode today, if you want to talk about anything, you can schedule a 30-minute free session. It is free for any of those that think you don't get it for free.
The program's not,
right?
The call is.
The call is absolutely free. So you can set that up at discussyourbrand.com. Discussyourbrand.com. And that strat session will be totally free for 30 minutes, and we'll talk about anything that you want, but hopefully it is about your brand and how to make you more successful at what you're doing.
Right. No hard sell approach, no obligation, none of that.
Convince a man against his will, and he is of the same opinion still. We live by that, folks. So
that is very true.
Get us on the phone.
That is very true. All right, guys, that's it.
All right, I'm going to sign us out.
Yep.
Hey, thank you for sticking in there. We went long today because we thought it was fun, but around here we know that it's about prosperity, and we're not talking about just money. We look at prosperity as a 360 of an abundant, happy, content life. We know that prosperity favors the bold. So around here we say, be bold, folks, especially with your brand, and stay bold with it during this time that we're all working through. Thank you so much, Ms. Tanya.
Thank you, Michael. And thank you guys for spending so much time with us. We appreciate it. We know there's lots of places you could be, but we hope you had a little bit of fun today, and hope everybody stays safe, healthy, and happy, and move forward, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.